Kidney disease is one of the most common diseases in the United States. When you have it, it's kind of like they can track it very carefully. Blood work every year, and they can see by the blood levels how well your kidneys are working. Nathaniel's was pretty well maintained. They weren't concerned about it at all. He had gone to a checkup in August. And things were pretty basically normal.
So they told us that this could continue this way the rest of his life, or there might be something that causes when he gets older that it may get worse and he may need help.
I got sick during January of 2014, but at the time it was just like fever and cold.
Nathaniel came down the stairs and he just was really puffy, fat face, fat fingers. And I said, Nathaniel, we've got to go to the doctor.
And I did go to the doctor. They thought I was just having a reaction to a medicine.
So he says, just go home, get off the medication, and they did blood work and he didn't suspect anything but a reaction. So ultimately, the doctor got in touch with him and says, get to the hospital. Your blood work came back. You are very sick. So that was the first thing, and it was a shock to all of us. Nathaniel says he's going to the hospital. We didn't know really why. We weren't thinking kidney failure, but that's exactly what it was. There was a mystery as to why his kidneys failed so quickly. And the nephrologist discovered why that had occurred, and she had consulted with a specialist in New York City. Well, the disorder that this doctor in New York was familiar with is a rapidly progressive kidney failure, and it's overnight. Typically, the nephrons, the part of the kidney that filters the blood, it's in different sections, and those sections will die gradually. Well, Nathaniel had a global shutdown. Everything shut down all at once. Very rare. There's like 16, 17 cases in the nation. Nathaniel was immediately on dialysis, and again, dialysis filters the blood, which is what the kidneys do.
He had to go to a dialysis clinic 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, for a 4-hour period to be hooked up to this dialysis machine.
So the doctor said, given who he is and his age and that sort of thing, it'd probably be better to have this what's called PD, this different kind of dialysis. He had a machine that he was connected to every night in his bedroom. But that was the ordeal from March on. When I look back over that whole spring, it's just phenomenal to think that here's a guy who's enduring so much, and yet he's going a full load of courses every week. We had a fun little event in the middle of the summer where Nathaniel got on this car kick. We end up getting a very impractical little car. And the day we get it, to get the license, get it all transferred and all that sort of thing, he says, I want to go up and visit my girlfriend in New York City. He was going to be there 4-day weekend. He was going to come back. Well, he went into the hospital on his day 4. He had a very severe episode of dehydration, headaches, vomiting. All these things are connected to the kidney. When your kidneys fail, it leads to high blood pressure. And his blood pressure went so high that apparently some blood vessels in his brain burst. That started a chain of events for the next 3 or 4 weeks, where every other day or every 2 or 3 days he was in the hospital. The desire was to have a transplant. So we went to Johns Hopkins and we got extensive interviews, a day-long interview to see how likely a candidate he would be for the transplant. He was given a website through Johns Hopkins so that if people wanted to sign up to donate a kidney, they would sign up through this website.
There was a friend of mine, Ben, who was a closer match than everybody else.
I knew right away that it was something that I wanted to help with. There's no one I could point a finger at that should do it in my place. The night before we had driven down, my family had insisted on, being there beside me during the process.
Right before the operation, they took Ben back to start, and when they took him back, there was probably like 5 or 10 minutes of like, this is really happening. Am I gonna be ready for this kind of thing? But they basically wheeled me back to my operation room, and from there it was just kind of chaos.
Johns Hopkins had prepared me for the worst. They really had. And it was not a big deal.
After the transplant, it was pretty smooth sailing. The first day after surgery, I was down, really tired, recovering. The second day after the transplant, I was feeling much better. You know, I didn't feel really sick anymore.
It's kind of nice to imagine that for Nate and I both, we can just come away from this and move on with life like normal.
So it was really moving during this whole time to get the encouragement from our college community, from our church, from many different people.
These are all the cards I've gotten from people, just kind of saying like, you can do it, we're praying for you. There was a few prayer shawls that people made, and I just really felt God's family around me, and I'm really kind of supporting me the whole way through.
Again, I just see God at work through this whole thing, to the point where even after we got a kidney for Nathaniel, I realized that, you know, this event that happened in our lives, it's more than just a kidney. I would not wish this on anyone. I wouldn't want to go through it again. But having gone through it, knowing what I do more richly about God, His presence, His power, it's been rich. It hasn't been fun, but it's been good.